Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you guys how to import POIs as well as the roads for the Chapter 2 map. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First thing and easiest I'm going to show you guys is how to import the roads. So what you guys want to do is you guys want to open up the description, and you're going to grab the roads URL, which will basically take you to a Google Drive link. And once you're on this Google Drive link, you're going to want to download the roads text. Once you have that open, you're basically going to open up the text document, and just like before, you're going to want to select it all. So as you can see, I already have it selected, but if you unselect it, press Ctrl A and then press Ctrl C. I like to spam Ctrl C to make sure it's really selected. You're going to go in here, and you want to right click and hit edit and then hit paste. So just like the same process as putting in the trees, you're just going to do that. Now, when it first spawns in, it's going to all be blue, but there's a very simple way to fix it. So you're going to notice it's all going to be blue, but all the roads are placed down for you. So what I found to be the easiest is you go to spline, look up spline within the outliner, and then you're going to select the very first spline thing you see, scroll all the way down and select this one right here. Then once you're going to do that, you're going to go ahead and look up road straight, like that. Wait for, you want to look for, it should really just be called road straight, so this one right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go down to where it says static mesh, and you're going to drag it like that. Then once it applies, it should make majority of them all the right road track. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go through here, and every material that's displayed under this materials tab that is blue, you want to press the little revert icon. So you'll notice how some of them start to go back to the road and they'll look like a road. And you just want to keep hitting that until every blue circle is gone. And then boom, you'll notice how you now have all the roads. Now there is one thing, like some over here, there'll be little blue chunks. And the way to fix it is, see, it says right here that it is this split road piece. So what you're going to do is you're going to look up road Y split, because that's what it uses, right? And you're going to drag this mesh. So I like to do that, I like to do this like this, so you can scroll on this little thing right here, and you have the mesh right here. Drag it like that, and then press the little revert icon. And now boom, as you can see, you now have the road split where the two roads connect, and it's seamless. There's no breaks, and it looks perfect. So that's how you import the roads. Then you just have to manually go back in and change, like this one is called road straight transition. So you look up road straight transition and so on and so forth. As well as over here, they'll have like T sections. So you have to look up road T section, and basically you just import the mesh and hit the little revert icon, and it'll go to what it's supposed to look like. So I guess I'll do the T section as an example. So you look up T section. Then once you have the T section selected, you want to go ahead and select it, and then once you've already reverted it, it will go back to that. And that is how you import the roads for the Chapter 2 map. Now the next, you're going to open up the link in the description. It should be right under the part that says 12.50 download page. Basically what you're going to do is you're going to click on this link, and it's going to download a 38 gigabyte folder called 12.50.zip. Now this might take a while, and if it's too hard for you to install, what you do is you open up this right here. So this will be called Fortnite build download page. You're going to open up this link. Then once you've opened up this link, it's going to leave you to here. And if you want a faster download, grab the Easy Installer V2, open the link. Then once you have the link open, you can go ahead and hit the release button right here, and then you can click this right here, and it will download to your computer, as you can see. Basically, once you've done that, you're all good. And that's want a faster download. And then once you have 12.50 downloaded, you're also going to need FModel. So click on this link that says FModel. Click on that. It will auto direct you to the download page. I already guys got the download page, so it'll download FModel. And that is the two downloads you're going to need for importing POIs. So let's switch over to the game, and let me show you guys how to import locations. Alright, so once your download is complete, you're going to want to open up FModel, and once you navigate through FModel, you want to go ahead and hit directory at the very top and hit selector. So normally it's going to look kind of like this, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to open it up, and you want to locate wherever your download is. So mine's right here. So you go 12.50, You're going to open it up so you get to this screen. You want to click on Fortnite game, content, packs, and then hit select folder. And hit OK. Then it's going to load. And everything will be grayed out. You want to go to AES key and your thing will be blank. Basically, you want to go to this website, which I will have in the description. And you want to go to Chapter 2, Season 2, Top Secret. Go down to 12.50. Copy this code that's right here. Reopen FModel. And then you're going to want to paste that in and hit OK. Then once you paste that in, all of these files will turn white. Turn your loading mode to all, so make sure it's on all, and then hit load. Then once you hit load, everything will pop up that you need. So you can go ahead and hit package, search, and now this is everything from Chapter 2 Season 2. The entire Fortnite files, everything that existed in the files at the time is right here in front of you. So, for importing POIs, the way I like to sort through everything is you look up Apollo POI period UMAP, like that. And then as you can see, all these right here, Athena, Apollo, Bridge, 08, for example. This right here, all of these right here, these are all POIs. So for this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys the Pleasant Park right here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit save properties.json. And then it'll say loading at the very, very bottom. It'll say loading, it'll say completed. Then you want to click on this little thing. You're going to basically click out of that search window and go to where it says successfully saved this. Click on this and it will open up a file window on your computer where, as you can see, all your POIs will be right here. So then it's going to be saved. Then you want to go to this website, which I will also have linked in the description. You're going to want to hit upload JSON file. Then I would do is I'll go to your POI folder and select the path of this. So select it, and then go to downloads, paste it in, click on Pleasant Park, hit open, and then what you're going to want to do is once you have your JSON file selected, you hit convert to UEFN format, hit copy to clipboard, and then finally to finish it off, you go into here, and then you press Control V, and it will paste what you just did or what you just copied your clipboard into your game. So give it 1 second to load, because usually whenever you import a POI, it's a little laggy and it could lag your computer out. But all you want to do is just give it a second, and then boom, there we have Pleasant Park. So give it a second to save. Usually auto saves whenever you import POIs, or whenever you import big builds like this. So now you have all of Pleasant Park placed down. So basically what I like to do for placing down a POI is I like to select a piece that is flat and on the grid. So this piece right here is a sidewalk. So normally you'd have this tree selected. So as you can see, the rotation thing is slanted, but if you select the sidewalk, it's perfectly on the grid and it won't mess anything up. Now make sure when you move this POI to turn your grid snap off. If you don't turn it off, everything will snap onto the grid and will break. So make sure whenever you're placing in POIs, buildings, whatever, always make sure that your grid snap is off before you do anything. Now that it's off, you can go ahead and rotate it 90 degrees. So I'm going to rotate it like that because that's where Pleasant Park would be rotated. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm basically just going to drag it over to where it's supposed to be. So I'll drag Pleasant Park like this. I'll drag it over here. Just like this. You kind of want to line it up as best as you can. And then once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and drop it down, just like that. And it's okay if it's not exact at first. That's the whole point of trial and error. So you're going to go back in and line it up. So luckily, since we have the roads, it helps us line it up a bit more. But you can kind of see we need to move it back. So what I do is make sure you hold down Control, press that, and then press Shift, and then press it again. And it will reselect this part while selecting everything else. And you can go ahead and drag this back until it is completely covered, this little area, so this path kind of like connects to the POI, if that makes sense. So you can go ahead and maybe lower it a little bit more. Okay, don't lower it actually. Leave it like right there. And then that looks about good to me. Basically, you want to make sure it's not floating. So as you can see, there's not too big of a gap, and it's pretty spot on to where it should be. You might have to move it down a little bit more. That's okay. You can just move it down a little bit. And then boom. you have Pleasant Park put down. So what I like to do is I like to grab a wall. So you can go ahead and unselect everything. So you can go back to this. And then you're going to go ahead and just literally look up wall. It doesn't matter what wall you use. As long as it is on a prop, it'll work. So type in wall. It can literally be one of these broken agency walls. Or I'm going to use this door, for example, because it's a bit of a flatter design. Then what you're going to want to do is turn the grid snap back on and just move it. So as you're going to see the door locked into position, kind of like that. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it locked into position. And as you can see, there's a big gap, meaning this is not on the grid. See, that's where the grid is, and this is where POI is. What you're going to want to do is press on like any piece, really. And then you're going to want to select the big folder right here, so Apollo POI Pleasant Park. Hit select, all descendants, and then do the same thing I showed you guys before. Hold down Control, press on this piece, then hold down Shift, press on the piece again, and then you guys can go ahead and turn your grid snap back off, and you can go ahead and line up your sidewalk piece with your door or your wall. It doesn't really matter what wall you use. Kind of like this. And then what you're going to want to do is turn your grid snap back on when it's aligned, and then move it up just slightly. So you're probably asking, why did I do that? Well, basically all you're doing is aligning it to the best of your ability and then putting it on the grid. So as you can see, some stuff like this, for example, didn't exactly get selected. Now, when you go to run your session, it's going to give you a bunch of verification errors. Basically, you're not allowed to have a lot of props that will spawn in with these POIs. Like, for example, this text bubble right here that shows up, you can't have it. So if I can select it, yeah, you can't have these LF underscore stuff. You have to delete those before you validate your session. And you also have to delete the phone booths and the porta potties, because unfortunately Fortnite does not allow you to use those in UEFN. So whenever you go to run your game and it gives you errors, make sure you delete that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much how you import a POI. Now I'm going to show you guys how to import a building. So basically, you want to go back to FModel, and you're going to notice how, well, there is POIs. If you type in apollo.umap, you can get rid of the POI and I can change it to Pleasant. Now, the buildings within a POI will not be called exactly what their location was called. So if you type in Salty Springs, it's not going to pull up all the buildings. All of the locations have code names, which I don't exactly have the code names, but they're pretty easy to find. Like, one would be called Beachy Bluffs. It's pretty obvious, the beach POI, so like Sweaty Sands. So kind of just use common sense, or if you don't know, save the JSON file and load it into your map, and just keep trial and erroring until you get what you want. So right here we have the Pleasant Soccer Field. So you can save the properties, and you can click on this again. And then once the window opens, you can go ahead and save it like that. And then you can reopen that website, hit change file, paste in that location, Pleasant Soccer Field, open, convert to UEFN format, copy to clipboard. And then you can go through the same process I showed you guys before. Go over here, press Control V, and then it will spawn in said building or whatever you guys decided to spawn in. It usually spawns in over here from the Chapter 2 map, so it should be the same location. If it's anywhere else, just fly to where it is, doesn't really matter. But as you can see, we have the soccer field, and since this is during the agent season, it has a little underground bunker area, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, it even has the scanner chests, which aren't in UEFN, so it probably won't allow you guys to use that. But yeah. So pretty much, again, turn off grid snap, and then you can just go ahead and drag this over here. Kind of like this. And just line it up to the best of your ability. It's okay if it's on 100%, but that's the point of trial and error. You just keep trying until eventually you get it right. That. Now, sometimes these underground locations might not work so well, and I get that. I hear you guys, so if you guys comment that, I'm aware. I'm aware that some of the underground POIs are a little bit broken. I'm aware that if you go under here, sometimes the terrain will glitch through, as you can see. But that's pretty spot on to where it would be, to be completely honest. Like, from what I can see, that looks pretty spot on. I would just move it forward a little bit. Now, as you can see, that's pretty close to being good. But again, I'd select this floor, and then you can go ahead and inch it over so it
really just like connects like a Lego piece. And there you go. And then you're gonna turn your grid snap back on, and then just super carefully inch it up slightly, and then go back down to where it was. And boom, you've now placed it on the grid. So some of the walls will glitch out, as you can see. Like there's parts you can really see through the map. All you have to do is just so see, for example, this is the foundation. So you just look up foundation and just drag in one of these foundation straight things, and you can line it up and cover up these holes, for example. And then for like walls that are turned inside out, you kind of just do this to flip it. Make sure on the grid you can select both of them and you can flip it like that. Now, I don't recommend using these faction chests because they're not going to work, especially the lock scanner, like these. It's not going to work, so you can't even select them. That's literally how broken they are, but you're not allowed to have those, so that could be a reason why your map doesn't verify. And then here's a soccer field, which is a little glitched. I don't know why it looks like gravel, but you know, that's fixable. And then this is where the big gazebo is. But that's basically how you import POIs, and you just use the same knowledge for anything else. So say for example I want steamy stacks. It's called power plant, so you're gonna have to look up so this is like the dam power station. So that's the building that goes right here, for example. But yeah, that's basically how you import POIs into Chapter 2. If you guys have any more questions about validation or any questions about the road, leave a comment below. I appreciate you guys for watching, and thank you.